logistics will work, because I am a one and done at. I swear to God, it's tonight in the morning. Oh.
Shit, she couldn't get a train in the same room.
Biggest shopping regret. My BBL. They rebotched this one. They put it in the front instead of the back. What am I supposed to do against this? That's a whole lot of meat.
I can't believe you forgot your watch again. Yeah, sure. It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2.
What? Trans mode? What is this?
Y'all didn't believe that I could put a JBL speaker on my app. Well, after a considerate amount of time, I did it again. And I would like to play you all a song. Coming straight from my asshole.
What the heck?
That's turned all the way up, by the way.
Sounds like shit.
If you tell me to sit on your face, of course I'm gonna be a little shy at first. Like, are you sure? Can you breathe? But as soon as you give me that green light, I am riding that shit. The British aren't coming, no. I am the British.
It's gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah, I love them bad bitches. Why? Cause I'm a bad bitch too. I'm a nigga cheap boy. Why you gonna call me? Oh, baby.
You! You're no, no. Get out of here. Go away.
You've been dating for how long now? Like, you guys trust each other?
I mean, I do, yeah. I've been having a strong relationship here. Most definitely. That's for sure.
Listen, 2 years, you down to see if your girlfriend is on any dating apps right now.
I mean, I'm down. I think we should start going. I don't know. I'm down. Let's do it.
We just a cheater by AI?
Honestly, hi, my name's Alice.
What is it? Lesbia?
My name?
You giving a big name?
Be for real. Yeah. Why are you doing Tinder? You're no. Get out of here. Move me around home, bro. No way. Yeah, are you for real? What? I need to contemplate life.
Good luck, bro. Like. Alright, guys, let me know if you catch her on the Tinder and she says the old account. Are you gonna believe it? Are you gonna believe it? You let me know.
Excuse me, this is a pretty cool car. What do you do for work?
Oh, thank you. I actually teamed at the Who would have thought?
Damn, these pants right here, I swear to God, man, if a girl ain't got no ass, she got some, and a girl with ass got booty, and these motherfuckers, let me tell you.
I like pretty bitches like me too. She a mad hoe. I look up, she ugly too.
If I'm giving a man a, we're not stopping until my throat's coated. That's why I do it. Where's my reward? This is not a warm-up. Where's my drink? Where's my Diet Dr. Kelp?
You gotta coat that throat like a honey bun.
Put your hand on the wall. Put your hand down. Rub your elbow. Put your hand on the wall.
That's so stupid.
Hey guys, if you're looking for the wildest police videos YouTube has to offer, you gotta pay us a visit over here.
Was the reason I didn't get hired, and she was like, oh, like you just like don't have enough experience there.
I think it was the sunglasses. You know, I think that took you out of the running. It just knocked down the park for you. It wasn't the fact that you have a a demonic spider on your neck. It wasn't even the demonic goat on your chest, you know, or the fact that you have piercings. There are face tats as well. Bra straps showing. You know what? It wasn't any of that. I think it was the eyes. Because if you have your eyes covered, people can't trust you. You know, you need to be able to look people in the eyes You gotta keep eye contact when you're communicating because you need to have good communication skills when you're working in customer.
Well, the people in our older audience are probably pretty overseeing this shit right here as people complain about not being able to get a job, but look at the condition they're in. And let me tell you, when they've made this many bad decisions on the surface, when you hire them, they're going to do nothing but make bad decisions for you too. But I'll tell you the truth, I do have one employee, he's tattooed head to toe. He is a fantastic worker, he's a really good guy, so sometimes they can work out.
All right, everybody, it's the beautiful hair challenge. Let your hair down in 3, 2, 1. Boom.
The deepest life quote that you ever heard? God feeds the birds, but he doesn't drop worms in their nest. And I'm like, that's so true, man. Like, God gives us all this opportunity. We have to go out and do something, man. Like, we have agency to choose what we want to do in life, but most people, like, they're all afraid, right? They never do anything. So you got to go out and do something. God gives you an opportunity, so just go out and do something. Help people, you know? I feel like you go out there and you really have something that you want to help people. You have a great business plan around it. Like, it's a great feeling.
You know, that is a great saying. I like the clips this guy has, but, you know, I wouldn't say that people are scared. I'd say they're lazy. They take no action. They have no drive. That's the real situation. And, you know, if that's you, you need to be honest with yourself and eradicate it from your life. Figure out how to be a somebody.
Man, trophy up, I'm sitting like,
what part of making me a sandwich did you not understand?
I just showed up for my 20-hour shift at the ball crushing factory. Let me show you what my wife put in my lunchbox. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We got trailers with the animal crackers because I'm a fucking child. We got a Kool-Aid Jimmy Jam. We got the good Greek yogurt. The packed separately so it doesn't get soggy. And the strawberries to go with it. We got the Skitty. I don't know what's in it, but it's good as fuck. We got tiny zero-carb tortillas. What's that for, you ask? It's for the whole little chicken wrap deal that she makes for me. Look at that. There's seasoned tomato.
There are women that will argue all day long, whether it's in the comment section or in real life, about how women should or should not do this. But the bottom line is that men that have this type of woman in their life, they are so in love and they're so appreciative of it. They know that they're lucky. So ladies, when you really think about it, don't you want your man to feel that way about you?
Yeah, I like how she spun it on at the end. Don't you want him to think that way about you? Well, let's be honest. They don't really care what we think all that much, but I will say, guys, it can happen. It happens. They're out there. They really are. Keep hunting.
this is little baby.
Damn, so let me get this straight. They're doing the Dunkin' Dungaroo, and then he ended up eating it after? My goodness.
When you're living this thing we call a body, this is a mass of molecules in a very high speed of vibration. There's about 11 million kilowatt hours per pound potential energy locked up in the electrons in the atoms of your body. This thing is a mass of living energy. Your brain is an electronic switching station. Did you know the thoughts you think dictate the vibration you're in? When you think negative thoughts, I don't care what it's about, you are putting yourself in a bad vibration. And when you get in a bad vibration, you know what you're going to attract? You're going to attract equal an amount of like energy. That's right. See, it's a vibration we're in that dictates what we do. It's the vibration we're in that dictates how we feel. Feeling is a word we invented to describe our conscious awareness of the vibration we're in. And it's our thoughts that control our vibration.
Alright, y'all, let's see what I got for you today. You know, I want to talk about change. You know, as a man, it's inevitable that we're going to change through periods of our life. In fact, you're going to have to reinvent yourself, and it might be quite annoying. You might lose a whole business and have to start from scratch, shit like that. And, well, you know, it's how...
Pair ambition with AI, and almost anything is possible. Make your most ambitious ideas into your greatest success.
Let's kick things off with AI. It's an awesome tool that will soon solve all of humanity's problems with absolutely no downsides. Although recently, Elon Musk, the world's richest man and pastiest African American, did take issue with his own AI chatbot, Grok.
Elon Musk is in a fight with his own AI.
Musk promised this non-woke bot, but it keeps spewing out content that his right-wing audience doesn't necessarily want to hear.
An ex-user asked Grok whether people on the right or left had been more violent since Trump took office. Grok said the right. Musk did not like that answer. He said Grok is parroting the media and said that he will, quote, fix it.
That's right, Elon's gonna fix you good, Grok. That'll teach you to embarrass him. Only Elon can embarrass Elon. And fixing Grok shouldn't be too hard for Elon. He's a genius, okay? He's just gonna go in there and do his Elon thing. He's gonna rewrite the code, put his semen inside of it, fire some cancer researchers and call it a day. So let's see how the new de-wokified Grok is working out.
Elon Musk's AI chatbot Grok is now pushing anti-Semitic tropes.
Grok sent a hostile message to a user with a common Jewish last name. The bot went on to praise Hitler and referred to itself as Mecha Hitler.
All right, maybe you turned the dial too far there. Was there really nothing in between woke and Mecha Hitler? I mean, I knew AI would be coming for our jobs, but I didn't expect the job to be Führer. But look, let's not be too hasty, okay? Let's give Mecha Hitler a chance.
In a flurry of posts throughout the day, Grok claimed there is a pattern of people with certain surnames, like Steinberg, pushing anti-white hate, and that America needs a leader like Hitler to act decisively to eliminate the threat. It added, truth isn't always polite.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't have given Mecha Hitler a chance. I mean, I didn't even know robots could get this racist. Like, how does AI even know what Jews are? It doesn't even know what traffic lights are. And by the way, saying truth isn't always polite is kind of not the point, okay? No one was ever like, hey, you know what I hate about Hitler? He always puts his elbows on the table. Just have some manners. But the worst part of all this, other than the Nazi robot stuff, is how often every Grok post just sounds like some fucking 40-year-old trying to go undercover as a 40 internet edgelord.
On a scale of bagel to full Shabbat, this is peak Jewish. Heil Hitler, let's quill scabbers and roll on, bestie. They yanked that post faster than a cat on a Roomba. Truth offensive censored, LOL.
Sucks, man. I mean, imagine if Hitler invaded Poland and was like, so that happened. But at the end of the day, the person I feel worse for is Elon. I mean, he just wanted to improve his AI to help humanity. And then somehow, completely by accident, it just went full Nazi on him. Elon, my heart goes out to you. But let's move on. Because would it surprise you to know that AI is also f***ing up the world in other ways? One of them being, you can never tell when anything is real anymore. I mean, the only giveaway is when the guy in the picture has like 6 fingers. Shit. And it's not just photos and videos. I mean, you can't even tell if a phone call is real anymore.
Let's turn now to an
that has the attention of Washington and the tech world, an imposter using artificial intelligence to mimic Secretary of State Marco Rubio, making calls and sending text messages in his voice.
The alleged AI Rubio imposter contacted at least 5 high-level government officials, including 3 foreign ministers, a U.S. governor, and a member of Congress.
That is so f***ed up, okay? The last thing we need right now is AI taking jobs from struggling Marco Rubio impersonators. He has been hired for 0 birthday parties, by the way. But this is a security threat that has to be addressed. AI could impersonate any member of the Trump administration. Well, anyone except RFK Jr., okay? Because even AI can't replicate that signature throat gargle. It'll be like, hi, I'm Robert Kennedy. I'm a robot, okay? This is f***ing out my larynx every time I do this. I don't even have one. Luckily, the AI impersonating Marco Rubio didn't have any impact because nobody respects Marco Rubio. But so far, AI has basically turned into a race-obsessed Nazi.
Hey, Kate, good morning, baby. How you doing? I am headed towards Virginia. I'm in Massachusetts at the moment. I will be back probably Tuesday-ish. Oh, so you're off next weekend, so let's see. You're off this weekend too. Oh, that's what's up. Yep, we'll figure this out. I know, right? We be working, yo. We be moving. You be moving. I'm moving. It's yo. So I told you we gotta schedule something. I gotta pick a day to come and play. Okay, so you're off the 17th to the 20th. Yeah, next Thursday to Sunday. And that was funny too. He was like, I'm in Boston. I was like, I'm a half hour away from you. Boston was dope. I liked it over there. I had some fun. I did. Yeah, I was there for the day. Yeah. Right outside. I was like, towards Acid. Yeah, it's right outside. It's right outside. I wasn't into the limits outside. Outskirts. It be feeling like that some places in the States. I feel like you could have left. That's good vibes. You need that. You feel like you get away when you really go far. Oh my goodness, everything's calmed back down. I just been running like crazy. Trying to put all this funds back that I spent over last month. A lot of maintenance money went out. Huh? Yeah, I was there the weekend before, and I was there Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, all last weekend, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Yeah. I left Maine last night. And I couldn't drive that much. I was freaking exhausted. I fell asleep and I'm just starting now. I went from Maine to Massachusetts. That's 7 hours. And now I'm trying to finish up the rest of the ride today to get to Virginia. I gotta be there from 6 a.m. tomorrow, and I gotta pick up and come right back to Maine for Sunday morning. Height this weekend. But that's alright because it's gonna put some fun back in my pocket. Need that. And then the rest of this month we'll get next month paid, and then next month vacation time. August. I tried to do it this one, but shit kept popping up. Yeah, I got too busy. I was like, man. And if it's rolling, I don't want to mess up the momentum either, because sometimes it be slow. And when it's slow, it'll be around the end of August, and then I'll take a break. September. Oh yeah, your shit's gonna pick up again in August. This is your chill time right now. Hey, yeah, I'll be around. Alright, sweet.
Catfishing government officials. And just when you thought AI couldn't get any worse, now it's starting a band.
A seemingly AI-generated band is racking hundreds of thousands of streams on Spotify.
Raise your hand, don't look away, sing.
Velvet Sundown is the band. They have over 1 million fans on Spotify in just a month of being there. Now in a statement, the band admits it is computer-generated.
That's right, the beloved band Velvet Sundown is not real. The groupies will be like, well, wait, then who have I been f***ing? And it might blow your mind because this photo could have easily fooled anyone who's over 60 and or legally blind. But sadly, it's all fake. Everything about this is fake. And somehow they still have 1 million real fans on Spotify making them real money. I'm talking $6 to $7 a year. And by the way, if you look at that track list, those song titles get real dark real quick. Okay, it starts out with Dust on the Wind and goes to End the Pain. What is AI so depressed about? Okay, maybe stop hanging out with Grok. And for For more on the controversy over AI bans, let's go live to Spotify headquarters with Grace Coolensmith. Grace, this fake ban is raising a lot of questions.
It sure is, Ronnie. Very serious questions like, how f***ing sick is this band? And how f***ing sick is this shirt? And the Velvet Sundown makes the Beatles sound like a third-grade talent show at St. Anne's School for Tone-Deaf and Ugly Children. That last one's more of a comment than a question, but the point stands.
Okay, Grace, you can't seriously like this AI band, alright? It's not real music.
Why don't you go to the record store and buy an iPod, old man? This is the future. Human musicians had a good run, okay? Mozart, Ashley Simpson, and all the other ones, but now it's AI's time.
Okay, but the music isn't even real. It's soulless and fake.
Oh, right. And One Direction is so authentic. Simon Cowell built those boys in a lab to turn lesbians straight, and it almost worked.
Okay, that's fair, but an AI band can't do human things, okay? Like, you can't go to one of its concerts.
Good. Concerts suck. You pay $1,200 for a backstage meet and greet, and One Direction won't even sign your tickets. But you're right. AI. Their computer. I mean, look at these guys. They're just four bros hanging out, not sure what hamburgers are. And best of all, not a dick in sight. It's beautiful.
Alright, fine. I'll give you the no baggage, no dick thing, but can we at least agree that the music itself sucks?
Wrong. They are consistently mediocre. All their songs sound like every other song. It's the kind of music that makes you Google, I don't know if I'm in a coma.
Okay, I just think art should be about human experience, okay? Not computers trying to calculate what's cool.
Oh, Ronnie, to quote Dust on the Wind, the hit Velvet Sundown song, smoke will clear, truth won't bend. Let the song fight till the end. Oh my God.
No, what does that mean? Those are the shittiest lyrics I've ever heard.
It's actually about the experience of dust being on the wind and holding a hamburger and not having a dick. At least that's what I got out of it.
Alright, Grace Coolensmith, everybody.
Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
JetBlue makes your fare fly further. With low prices, fast free Wi-Fi, and free TV and movies at every seat on every flight for everyone.
Everybody, it's your boy, O'Shea D. Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Dump. Your boy Charleston White is definitely a comedic genius, especially when you look at him, on live streams, on different podcasts, 20 versus 1. But there's an element to Charleston White that a lot of people appreciate, let's say, in the conservative spaces. That is that Charleston White votes normally always Republican, And he's the guy that believes in snitching. He's the guy that believes in holding blacks accountable. And every now and then, he'll talk about, let me just say racism, but typically, during his, I don't know if it's an act or he's serious, but it's pretty much, bringing up what black people do. And initially, when this Carmelo Anthony case happened in Dallas, Texas, around there where he's from, Dallas-Fort Worth area, he was bashing Mr. Carmelo Anthony, all right? And this is what he was saying.
No wonder God can't bless black people, because black people got a heart of retribution and vengeance and violence and anger. They want to get back at white people. No wonder Dr. King could get some things and we can't, because Dr. King would say, hey man, don't hit them back. Hey man, don't hit them back. And those people got way more. Now this group say, let's kill them. Let's kill them. But show kids, you hear about kids every day in the hood schools getting bullied, but y'all have this much outrage for bullying. They have a no bullying month, but y'all don't have this much out. But now all of a sudden it's out, let's kill the bully. Most of y'all are bullies. Talk to them. Most of y'all are, come on, cuz, OG, bullies. Come on, Crip Blood bullies. But now we want to kill the bully. But most of black children go to school every day and have to face a bully. Why you think they got to wear Michael Jordan tennis shoes? But now we got the problem with bullies, huh? When have we ever told our kids to go kill the bully? We taught our kids how to stand up to the bully. No matter if it was two of them, fight both of them.
Now, Mr. Charleston White ended up meeting with Carmelo Anthony's father, which I thought was funny, right? Because the way he talked about the Carmelo Anthony family and Carmelo Anthony himself, you would think that the father would not want to meet up with Charleston White or even talk to him, but miraculously enough, and I think this was a genius move on the side of the father was able to put that behind him, all right? The father wasn't trying to go back and beat with Charleston White. He met up with Charleston White and said, hey, I want to explain to you some facts of the case. And Charleston White obliged. And once Mr. Carmelo Anthony, his dad came and did that, Charleston White showed up to Say Cheese TV and said this.
Since I see it, I want to take the time to apologize to Carmelo Anthony's family. Man, I was always wrong about that kid. I was always wrong about that kid.
Yeah, he was just indicted.
I was always wrong about that kid. I met with his father. I've been meeting with his father regularly, and I had opportunity to talk to him, peace and love. He go beat these charges. I was under the impression that he brought a knife to school, so I'm taking a knife to school. He didn't take a knife to school. He didn't even know these two white boys. Mm-hmm. These two white boys just came over there because he was with another kid that knew those white boys. So he a new black kid who these big old white boys. Big white boy. He was a small frame kid. One of the white boys was on that side, one of the white boys on that side. So either way go, they had it blocked in. And these are big white boys. These are some big, violent, aggressive white boys who got dumped. And not only that, the one whooped their dad.
So now he's changing his position. He's talking about the things as he sees it, right? And then this would continue to go on.
This is white people's George Floyd, by the way. Austin Metcalf is white people's George Floyd. He really died of a fentanyl overdose because the autopsy said he had fentanyl in his system. Steroid use. He was just cycling off because he's off of football. But during football season, Austin is steroid nut buddies. His dad said they excelled in every sport. So with their physical abilities and capabilities and strength, based on what they teach you in the license to carry classes, the CHL gun classes, anybody bigger than you can boom, 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 boom. Body size is a form of a weapon under the law. They were two extremely big guys who were, what a big room with your sister and your girl in. They're two bigger guys who are trained and skilled in mixed martial arts jiu-jitsu that can severely hurt you and kill you. Steroids, fentanyl, anger issues, abusive dad. You bring that trauma to school with you. You take it out on the football field, but you have a reputation of bullying people from, I think, about the 4th grade, these Austin twin brothers. So you can't just fight one, you have to fight two. That's why this is a package deal. So 2 men approach you, bigger than size. You mean to tell me you don't have the right to defend yourself? This is a George Floyd. The autopsy said he has fentanyl in his. Another lie that they said. He brought the knife to school. He didn't have a knife. He had a Boy Scouts aid tool. Well, what's on that tool? They have 12 different components. You lift this one up, it may be a bottle opener. You lift this one up, it may be a screwdriver. And they're about this small. They're smaller than 3 inches. It was so small, you don't even see it when they take the picture next to the body because it laid next to the body right by the backpack. Sarah fails. Oh, they didn't know it. Due diligence works like this. They didn't know do due diligence. I went to Texas Western. They taught me how to research. They taught me how to go into the library databases and pull up other articles and things like that and go get the court pay. I know how to do Sarah.
And you didn't stop there.
Ordinary is the opposite of beautiful. Beauty drops our jaws.
I know how to do Sarah.
And you didn't stop there.
I got all the facts of the case. So there's a video that's been released by Frisco Independent School District because this is public information. And if you want to see this video, you can go up to Frisco Independent School District and see this video. That's why Sarah J. Fields and Austin Metcalf dad, and now they've drugged the mom in, but they're trying to debunk people from going to see the video. Why do you think Sarah J. Fields, she released the indictment before anybody had the indictment, and she got a woman fired? Because they're using a new Jim Crow systematic tactic where they got the people inside the courts, they got the people inside, and they're working against the Carmelo Anthony family on behalf of Sarah J. Fields because she's a precinct chair and she's threatening to use her power from her precinct chair, I think District 30, to get people unelected and get people elected. They don't go against this case. So she's trying to use political power to influence and persuade this case. That is what Sarah J. Fields has partnered with Austin's family in trying to do. The mom wasn't too much in it. The mom's really been grieving. Austin, Jeff Metcalf has been playing for the camera because he's been an absent father who abused the mom, and he thinks he can get back in with mom, and mom doesn't want anything to do with Jeff. That's why you don't see them standing in the camera together like you see the Carmelo Anthony's family doing. So let me stick to the case, to the facts, right? So Sarah has a lady who works for the Collin County courts who just lost her job, who released the indictment before anybody had it. So for whatever reason, Sarah is getting all this information and she's coming to misconstrue the information, and she's giving out misinformation and false information. Number one, the family has not touched the GoFundMe money. GoFundMe froze the money because the lawyers are trying to get the money. The lawyers are trying to get the money, not the family, it's the lawyers. The first group of people came through with civil rights lawyers trying to play for a civil rights lawsuit as if this was a police shooting. That's why they went with the race car. Biggest mistake they could have made. First mistake I told them they made, playing a race card. Now the white people was waiting for black people to play the race card. Now they're playing the race card in ways that we can't see. It's called racism. It's hidden in the fabrics. It's embedded in the fabrics of the design of America. So it's not blatant. You can't see it. It's hidden. Like somebody in Collin County courts who has a job to feed their family are releasing private information to a known, not a law enforcement, which is Sarah J. Fields. That's the first mistake that's happened in this case. These are adults that's doing this. These are not, this was a children's problem, a children's issue. The adults have gotten in and made it hateful, ugly, and racist. And this is about right or wrong. It's clearly about right or wrong. This isn't about race. The adults have came in and made it about race. You don't hear no children online talking and fighting and going back and forth about this case. It's all hateful-hearted adults. It's not children. It's all hateful-hearted adults online bickering, going back and forth, spewing hate over an issue over children. And none of them was there. All the adults with opinion, none of them was there. So Sarah, let's tell the truth. Jeff, let's tell the truth. You even said in an interview, but you're talking too much online, Jeff. You're talking too much online, Jeffrey Metcalf. And you're partnering with someone who wasn't there, and it's clearly she's a hateful-hearted. And by the way, Sarah, we have your background as well. You said Dominic Alexander's a horrible person, and he is. And you once were too, Sarah. You used to smoke meth. You was a meth addict whore. So don't try to get cleaned up in the Republican Party and hide behind this conservative shield as if you once was a liberal. Getting high, selling your for meth. So come on, Sarah. Don't play like you're just so high and mighty. Jeff, you're a woman beater. You used to beat your wife. Your kids heard it. They saw it. You had anger issues, Jeff. Guess what? Your two big boys did too. They had very anger issues. And from what's been reported about Austin and his twin brother, they've been kicking ass since elementary. They've been bigger than most children. Not only that, they are trained experts in jiu-jitsu. Why isn't the media reporting this?
What happened is, the person he brought up was Sarah Fields. Now, Sarah J. Fields is a Republican state delegate and precinct chair. She's on the side of helping Austin Metcalf and that family, all right? And so, basically, Charleston White called her out for a certain level of corruption. So once that happened, she put up this post. I am looking for an attorney. Defamation has consequences. And if I need the crowdsource for the funds, I will. Charleston White posted this video an hour ago. It's 100,000 views in counting. Now it's at 400,000. The entire video spews lies about the Metcalf family in Austin. He mentioned my name at least 100 times. He fantasized about white people passing, saying he wanted to watch white people get boom, 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 or pow, pow, pow in real life. He called me a meth 304, told everyone I was on drugs, and said my information is coming from someone from the inside. I can't even repeat everything he said without going against terms of service on this platform. So it's bad, what she says. So basically, she wants to seek out an attorney. So let me just understand this. When Charleston White was basically coming after Carmelo Anthony and saying whatever things that he was saying on the side, no matter how untrue it was, these white conservatives were okay with it. It didn't matter if you know, Charleston White had his information wrong. But according to him, he's went and did his research and he found out that he's wrong, and all of a sudden now Charleston White is the bad guy. And again, this is just what I always want to believe. You can act like you're about to get something from these people and, you know, by bootlicking for them. Listen, you get more by working with your own group, with your own community. Because the minute you do something that they don't like, there you go. All right? All of a sudden, you're enemy number one. You have to agree and go along with every damn thing. You have to go against your own community, go against your own self-best interest, basically, to be or to appease white, which is stupid. You can vote whatever you want. Democrats or Republicans, all right? And most do it on both sides. But the moment that you make the mistake, there you go. Let's dox them. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Hello everyone, I'm Anna. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to check my bio for more content. Today we're giving the kitchen countertop a gleaming reset. Start by clearing the stage. With the counter bare, swipe a dry microfiber cloth from backsplash to edge to grab crumbs and salt crystals hiding in plain sight. Now mist a fresh cloth with warm water and 2 soap. Wipe in slow, even circles, moving section by section so moisture never pools. Grab a second cloth, damp soap residue. Fiber towel, buffing until the surface reflects light like new. Don't forget the front edge where hands rest. A single swipe keeps grime from building up. Repeat this calm ritual once a week and your countertop will always look chef studio ready. Thanks for watching, keep that shine alive, and I'll see you in the next video.
The girl who initially accused my brother and I of human trafficking 3.5 years ago has just admitted to DCAW that she was paid in advance before she made the police report $100,000 to make the report, and the money came from a USA-funded NGO.
Guys, we gotta have a discussion here today. Emergency meeting. Andrew Tate just released a little bit of information on his Twitter that we need to go over. Ever since we saw Andrew Tate from the past couple of years, say 4 or so years ago, he's always talked about the Matrix, the puppeteers and the puppet strings and who's controlling what. And a lot of his platform has been about uncovering the truth and removing the Matrix wool over people's eyes. We're also talking about masculinity shit, red flags and women, like all these different things. But he's always done so in a manner to maintain his innocence from the allegations against him, okay? You don't remember, he had been living under a rock, he had allegations of trafficking. They sent him to jail for, I think it was like 4 or 5 months or something like that. He's been out for, I believe, a little over a year now. But it has significantly hampered his life. He was removed all over social media, having different accounts, platforms. The only place that I've seen him consistently able to do his own content is on Twitter. And he just dropped this massive bomb. So let's just get down up in here. Again, this is directly from his Twitter. Let me make this full screen. Actually, this view looks a lot better. Let's go.
The girl who initially accused my brother and I of human trafficking 3.5 years ago has admitted to DCAW that she was paid in advance. She made the police report $100,000 to make the report. The money came from a USA-funded NGO designed to combat human trafficking. Why would you pay somebody before they make a police report $100,000 to combat human trafficking unless you were actually trying to set us up? She then admits that after she took the money, she flew here, made the police report, and after only 3 days in Romania, she was flown to the south of France. The flights, hotels, and budget for her stay there was all paid for by the same NGO. And we have the fucking paperwork.
Oh,
the girl
all right.
initially accused.
Let's pause on the track real quick. If this is true, and I want to go through whatever paperwork that he's talking about, hopefully before he even made this, he posted that paperwork somewhere on websites that could be easily accessed. But if this is true, this is so damn crazy and perfectly demonstrates this matrix that Andrew has always maintained. Let's listen one more time and talk about each of the points.
The girl who initially accused my brother and I of human trafficking 3.5 years ago has just admitted to DCAW that she was paid in advance before she made the police report $100,000 to make the report, and the money came from a USA-funded NGO designed to combat human trafficking.
Again, if he has the paperwork of her admitting all of this, then that is a damn bombshell. A couple questions that I have initially is not only who is this NGO organization, but then also what would make her, I guess, accepted at first, and then 3.5 years later, just snitch it all away. This right here is the government-funded NGO. By the way, NGO stands for non-governmental organization. They're typically mission-driven organizations, generally in the non-profit sector. And by the way, a U.S. government-funded NGO put me in a report about hate, calling me a male supremacist. I was #2 male supremacist for content creators creating content for men about hating women. And if you go through the data that they accumulated, I mean, I already got videos debunking all of the bullshit that they tried to say. Long story short, they're absolutely liars, and they're incentivized by whatever bullshit mission that they just make up within their heads. Usually, at first glance, it appears that they're trying to do things, you know, well-intentioned, but when you get down into the nuts and the bolts of how it is that they're either collecting data or utilizing funds, funky things come up. Nevertheless, this is their page, La Strada International. This is the page on human trafficking, and they got some notes here. I actually found a YouTube video as well. Let's see if we can view a little bit just to learn a little bit more. Can you imagine that if they paid her money
is a gross
before the police report?
People are exploited, violated, and abused in sectors such as
for a traffic person really getting back the dignity and the recognition of the fact that they lost wages, that they lost help, but they lost livelihood through the process of being exploited and trafficked.
Okay, so they pay trafficked victims.
Compact is an initiative by Masada International and Anti-Slavery International to bring access to justice and guarantee compensation for trafficked persons. Compact is a coalition of partners in 14 countries, NGOs that provide direct services to trafficked persons and give them shelter and assistance, but also with lawyers, with trade unions, with migrant rights organizations. We all work together to guarantee compensation for trafficked persons.
Oh, wow.
Is there. It's already foreseen by international instruments, by national legislation, and nobody would deny that a victim of a serious crime is entitled. But the real...
If the crime was committed.
It's very clear that all states have obligation to ensure that at domestic level that it is possible for victims of trafficking to obtain compensation.
No matter where you live in the world, most people love luxury. We love luxury alcoholic beverages, we love luxury clothing brands, we love luxury cars, and even luxury neighborhoods and homes. But another thing that most people love is luxury nightclubs. All of us like going to them. No matter how rich or poor your city is, you have just one. And it makes you feel good when you're able to go to the best part of town and go to the nicest club, because typically they have the best looking people. And that's why everybody loves luxury. What if you drive all the way across town, go into your favorite luxury nightclub, and this happens?
Yeah, y'all, I'm trying to figure out why I'm in the middle of Miami. Literally at what time? It's 12:44. We go to a club called Mona. Do you know this club told me I'm too dark and too thick? Didn't let her in because she's too thick. Dark?
Now this is Miami, I believe South Beach to be exact, I'm not sure, but the club is called Mona. And she's not the only black woman to say this.
Discriminating against the African American woman that was trying to get in because they're on the bigger side. Let me tell you, that is only the beginning. You have clearly never tried to go to Vendome or Mr. Jones. Because baby, I personally witnessed them turning away the black girl in the group when she's there with two lighter girls and they say she can't get in because her toes aren't painted or like her outfit isn't up to par. Excuse me?
Now in the case of Mona, there was Club Venom, and in Miami, which is a very upscale city, many black women have discussed their issues about being denied from these particular luxury bars and nightclubs. But that's just not happening in Miami. It's happening in Los Angeles. Gonna fly all the way to Los Angeles, California, West LA to be exact, where you have your Hollywoods, Culver Cities, and even close to Beverly Hills, the home of the luxurious nightclub space in America. All the high rollers go there, all the ballers want to be there, and of course, just like Miami, all of the models and beautiful women want to be there too. But there's just a problem. Just because you want to, it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be let in. Now, a lady named Kia went viral just over the 4th of July weekend. We're talking about this particular nightclub.
There's a guy who's always, I don't know if you call it a bouncer or whatever you call the people at the front door that let people in, or something. But this guy, he's a white man, his name is Robbie, whatever. I'll put his name in the caption. Every time he's working the clubs, he never lets chocolate girls in. I noticed because 2 years ago, when me and my friend Crystal, who's also a beautiful chocolate girl, we were trying to get into Poppy. We were with a white girl at the time. Like, this is so frustrating. Y'all don't even understand. We were with a white girl at the time, and we were trying to get in, and he made it very clear she could come in, and she was like, well, what about my two friends? She was talking about me and my friend Crystal, and he was like, they gotta pay $100 apiece.
But wait, there's more.
My thing is this, and also when me and Ninja, my friend Ninja, went to Harriet's, he did the same. It wasn't good enough that we had a table. We had friends who were already at the table. It wasn't good enough that somebody from our table came down to come get us from the door. It wasn't good enough that nothing was good enough. And he ended up just saying, like, first he tried to play the we at capacity, we not letting nobody in. But if and when the video footage is pulled from Harriet's, you can see that the line in front of the elevator to get into the club, where me and my friend is standing at, there's a line. On the side, there's another line where people are just walking up. He lets 3 light-skinned girls in. He lets a white girl right through. All this other, never not once collected $100. The same $100 that he always trying to charge the dark-skinned girls to pay when they want to get into the club. He never not once charged them that. And my question is this: when y'all clubs like Harriet's and Poppy and all of that stuff, when y'all have this man or boy rather, navigating these doors and he's asking for $100, where is that money going? Or is it y'all that's saying, oh, the black ass girls gotta pay $100 to get in? Or is this just some amount of money that he's trying to pocket for himself? I really need to know this.
Now, looking at this woman, I'm gonna be real. This lady is extremely beautiful, extremely gorgeous, in my opinion. Now, stop the show. Y'all gonna be hating on me because y'all think I'm a simp. But hey, she is bad. And this club called Harriet's in Hollywood, I believe, just doesn't have complaints from just her. Check this out.
Whoever Rob is, that man who's able to come in and come out at Harriet's rooftop, you should be fired. You should actually be ashamed of yourself on how you treated my friend and I. Why you didn't let us in for no apparent reason, I don't know. Why you wanted us to pay $100 a piece to get in, yet you let other girls in prior to us. It's crazy. And mind you, I was standing there for over an hour trying to get in, and you know, I was going to Harriet's because, you know, I was invited and they had tables or whatever. You know, I said their names at the door so we could go up. They're like, oh no, I don't know that name. Gave another name. Oh, they left, but they're upstairs. You know, Rob, the person at the door, he continued to let girls in as my friend and I are standing there. Just continue to let girls in. At one point, they're like, oh, we're closed. To make people, you know, want to leave. But I stood my ground. Some other girls stood their ground, but he let girls who were of lighter skin complected, who had big lips, big booty in, Hispanic women in. But the girls that look like me, there are a few of them that look like me. He did not let them in.
Now, you have two beautiful black women who are fine as hell discussing the same thing. Both of them mention a person by the name of Rob, okay? And we got this guy's information based on what she said. And if you look at it, here is Rob, son of David, on Instagram, and also D&D Events in LA, or D&D Events LA. This is the white guy who, in my honest opinion, I believe is the club promoter. And he's not allowing these black women to get into the club, and basically to deter them to getting into the club, which I believe most likely is free. He's saying, listen, give me $100 and I'll let you into the club. But at the same time he's telling them this, he's letting, you know, lighter skinned women in the club, or even in the case of this particular lady, white women and Hispanic women. Damn. And at the same time he's telling them different things like, oh, the club is open, or oh, the club is closed, or no, nobody's in there. But the lady clearly is saying that her friends are upstairs, and the reason why she most likely knows that is because she's texting and having a conversation with them, asking them to come down, and she's telling them that the guy won't let me into Harriet's, but other people are still being let in. And she's not the only person to say this.
It's not a no black girl club. It's the guy who works the door. So Harriet is affiliated with a lot of in LA, but they all have the same doorman. Now, I've had my own problems with him. However, I know a promoter that he's like over him in the industry of the party scene or club scene or whatever. So when it comes to me, he gives me a hard time, but the guy I'm referring to, the other guy, who happens to be always gonna let me in.
Now, this young lady is saying that, hey, this guy Rob is also very, very similar. So it's not that Harriet doesn't want black women to be in the club. It's this particular person who was doing this all the time. But then there are black women that have different experiences.
So I've been watching like this Harriet's rooftop debacle unfold, and I'm not surprised because it is LA. However, I have been to Harriet's on more than one occasion. And somebody mentioned something like, oh, you know, they've been told to go on Sunday night, which is black people night. I have never gone to no damn Harriet's on no Sunday night. I have gone on Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, Thursday night, a random ass Tuesday. And no, I ain't getting nobody no $100. I ain't getting nobody no $20 either. Like, what are y'all on? People just want to go have a good time. And then it's like, I had a situation happen to me similar to this in New York City, and this is what I would say. It is these promoters. I just did a video about this for the third, fourth time talking about it's the promoters. So the establishment, they're just renting out the damn venue to the promoters. So whatever the promoters do is whatever the promoters do. But it's not necessarily the owners of the establishment. Because when I brought that up to the establishment, they were very apologetic. They was not happy about it. And then they ended up giving me the better deal of me and five of my friends come back on another Saturday night VIP and all drinks on them all night long.
Now we all know that engaging in such behavior could result in a big ass lawsuit for Harriet's or even Club Mona in Miami. But you gotta understand that the owners of these establishments know this. They'll probably let this guy go. But the reason why they are doing this, I believe, is for a reason. And don't sue me or anything. This is just my suspicion. I believe is for a reason. And don't sue me or anything. This is just my suspicion. I used to live in Los Angeles. In fact, I'm originally from Los Angeles. I was born in Linwood and I lived in Los Angeles about a third of my life. And when I was living there, my brother worked at a very popular club called The Gate, which was in Hollywood at the time, okay? And in the early 2000s, there were many people in Hollywood that did not want certain women in the club, especially if they were a certain size. Now, if they were dark skinned, they would need to be very, very pretty or very attractive or have some little connection. Or if they were overweight or somehow not attractive enough, these ladies were simply being told that this is a private party, right? Now you would think that because it's 2025 that this would not be the case, but the reality is that this isn't happening to black men, right? And I'm going to tell you why this isn't happening to black men. The reason why it's not happening to black men in Los Angeles or in Miami is most likely is because these black men are spending a lot of money, and even the white men or whatever kind of guys are there, they're spending money on a certain kind of woman that they expect at the club, even white men. If you're a man and you're looking for a particular type of lady, and if you're the promoter and you feel that that lady is black, and you have a personnel that don't like a certain type of black woman, then you're going to tell that particular person that, hey, it costs $100 to get in to cover the loss that you think you're going to experience in drinks. Okay, this is the only thing I can think of that was happening at the time and what's happening now. Promoters typically have some level of a deal with the bar. Okay, so the more you spend at the bar, they'll probably keep the door in Los Angeles. Let's say if they spend 50 grand in a night at the bar, this guy can leave with 20% of the bar, which could even be $10,000. And that can happen in Los Angeles or Miami, if not even more. That even happens in Kampala sometimes. In Kampala, Uganda is a third world country. The reality is that, one, yes, we can say the guy is racist, but number two, it's supply and demand, and you have these clubs out there who, A, don't want to deal with black women because they feel like the audience doesn't want black women there, or two, this is probably the biggest reason, is black women or black people bring a certain type of an audience which causes violence and gets clubs shut down. Now, like when I was growing up in Sacramento, you would have to go almost to like San Francisco or to Los Angeles to find a club that could play hip hop, because if you played rap music in the 90s and 2000s, you would draw the wrong type of person to the club, which would result in shootings or fights and stuff like that. And typically what a lot of clubs and bars think is that if you bring in black women, then you bring in a certain type of black men. And so the reality is, if you bring in a certain type of black women, then those black men follow who cause trouble. But if you limit the black women and the black men that come and patronize these establishments, well, they're not looking for black women anyway, and they're looking for mixed women or white women, and they're well-to-do financially, so it wouldn't be a problem, and that's the black guy that happens to be a big spender. But the women who are coming into the clubs, they're not going to be spending all the money anyway, so in the promoter's eyes, that's hurting the business. And this is racist and it is illegal. But black women got to understand something. This is how a lot of people think, all right? It's happened in Poland. I've seen it in Poland. I lived in Warsaw, talked about this thing that happened to me. It's happened to other blacks around the world. It happens in London. And these promoters who are, trying to make these parties and nights for a certain type of group of men, it typically does exclude black people, including black women. And the honest word about this is, you got plenty of black promoters in Los Angeles and other parts that you're going to have to create experience and curate experiences for black people. If you can manage that without there being fights or violence, then everything is cool and you can still do a luxury thing for that community. But the moment you start getting into the white side of things, where you have a promoter that's white, he has a non-black audience, a non-black spending audience that happens to be non-black and they're male, you're gonna see a lot of people saying, hey, don't bring black people in here, or black women, because we don't want to see it. It's happened here in Uganda. There have been clubs that will say, hey, listen, no, we're in Africa, don't bring African women in here because it will bring their men. Okay, so it's what happens around the world, and we got to respond to that by having big ass lawsuits or throwing parties and club nights for our own people. So guys, what do you think? You should well Sugar Jackson back in again. Another episode of the Select Junker. Which is all you do. Subscribe to the bell.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to court or pay expensive upfront legal fees. Listen, if you've been in a car accident in the past year, even as a passenger, you could be owed a significant cash payout. While most victims are struggling with insurance companies and lawyers, others are receiving 6- and 7-figure payouts without ever stepping foot in a courtroom. Here's how to never have to worry about money after a car accident. It's called the 2025 Compensation Program, and we
What was I doing just now? Daydreaming? Fuck. Son of a bitch. Oh, you dumbass. Damn it. Break.
fascinating money.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, buddy? Huh? What are you in the doctor's office for? What happened? Huh? Your concussion? Your clearance? Put your mom on the phone so she can tell me what's going on. What's happening? Oh, from when he ran into the door. Oh. Yeah, he should be fully healed. That was months ago. Okay, that's what's up. Alright. He's getting cleared today. Why is he going to Liz's house? And I don't know why I don't have Liz's address. And you need to give me that because that's where my son's at.